Hey, what's up? We're in the next part and I'm hungry. You are not going to believe this. God is the one that gave me everything that I needed after a season of me struggling with what I imagined to be this. It is what it is. Let me just take it. There was a time when I thoroughly believed that I needed to go and go back on raw Accutane in order to clear my acne. And so I had settled with my skin breaking out like this and me constantly just battling acne until I would be able to afford to go to a dermatologist who will then prescribe to me, who would then prescribe to me medication that I would struggle to afford. I thoroughly believe that God had just abandoned me, suffer in this way. And so go back to that which was an intervention I had imagined I would never go back on. I've always wanted children. You guys know that. So when I went on Accutane, I was only 26 and I knew that I was single at the time. There was no man coming in sight. And so I knew that I could take the risk of being on this stuff for 6 months and then it would clear out of my body for another year or two before I fall pregnant with a man that would be my husband. Accutane is incredibly dangerous for pregnancy. So I knew that I was going to be on that once and never again because I was going to spend what I imagined to be all of my 30s just popping babies. So this thing had to work. Here it is that I was planning on going back on Accutane. Even though I am currently with a geriatric womb, still have not had any children. I, however, have desires for children. I don't know what the Lord is going to do. Tumulted by my age due to what I lack at my age. And so raw Accutane for me was just this thing that I was like, really, I'm going to have to go on that and I'm going to have to make sure that I can't fall pregnant for like 6 months to a year afterwards at this age. And God heard all of those cries. He saw my qualms, my laments, and gave me this particular solution. So let's just get straight into it. All right. The product that cleared my acne once and for all this morning, because I was so worried. Go and watch that video, that 2-part series called Cheap Cream Clearing My Skin at Bullet Speeds. Kind of reminds me of God's flex with Christians. Go read it. Go listen to it, right? I was talking about how, my goodness, there is this product that I'm using and it has completely cleared my acne. However, as I was busy washing my face, as the days were progressing, it had peeled my skin so much that around the area of my lip, it started to peel first, because that's what usually happens when there is resurfacing of your skin. You will peel the most around your lip area, and so your new skin is going to show around your lip area, your chin area first. And the skin underneath was so bright that I was freaking out. It was so bright that I was freaking out that this stuff is whitening me, it's bleaching me. And I don't want to be bleached. I don't want to be a yellow bone. I just want my skin tone. I spoke about how I'm looking for skin tone that is like that on my chest, a part of my body that is always covered and so never exposed to UV rays. And so it is essentially what it is, that is the original skin tone that I have. I just want restoration to that. That's all I want. I don't want to be 3 shades lighter than the lightest parts of my body. I don't want to bleach because I'm happy with my skin tone. I don't want to be like Kanye Mbao or Kelly Kumalo. I spoke about that, right? And I was concerned that this product was a bleaching product. I went onto the internet violently studying it. Goodness, there's got to be somebody who's talking about this, because this light skin that is around my chin, still you can see it. As I keep on washing my face, you can see that things are evening out. Things are starting to even out. But a day ago or 2 days ago when I rocked up, you could see a marked difference between here and like here. But now you can barely see it. However, you can still see a marked difference between here and like here, more or less, because skin around here and here is still peeling. I feel scaly when I touch my face. It feels scaly. The skin that is still going to be removed. So the process is en route. It's not finished. It has just commenced, and the skin being surfaced or shown first is around my lip area, but it's improving. What made me decide that this morning I woke up very worried, concerned that I was basically giving myself vitiligo without wanting vitiligo. Do you understand? Patchy skin. And I went again to research this product. Again, I went in to research it, and I was just not getting anything. I was not satisfied. The ingredients list on the box was worrying me because I did not know anything on here. I didn't understand anything on here. I would just read it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. I went on the internet and read the ingredients list on the internet too, and I was just like, whoa, like, what is this? What is this? Like, I've never seen these ingredients in my life. In my life. Until Garabo, smart lady, I made a decision to Google alternative names. Remember I told you that I don't know what's in this stuff, but it works, and it works fast, and it's freaking me out because I don't know what's in it. What if they're lying about there not being mercury? What if they're lying about there not being any hydroquinone? What if they're lying about there not being any, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I was concerned. What if they're lying about there not being any steroids and stuff like that? I was so worried, to a point where I was literally tempted to just ditch this product because it worked at bullet speeds, and it's still working at bullet speeds. Every morning I wake up, I'm like, whoa. Every new morning there is this massive improvement over and above all the other interventions I had entered into, until I finally made a decision this morning. I got a bright idea to grab the individual ingredients on Google, paste them in another search, and ask for alternative names or names that are common in the market that people know. And when I found out what was in here, I was so pleasantly surprised. I finally realized that this is not some product to be thrown away or to be... There's no need to be skeptical about it. There is a reason why the South African market is content to sell it. What is this? Like the regulation has not outlawed it, and like people can sell it. And also there's a reason why online stores in this country can sell it, because that's the fastest place that you can catch for selling illegal substances type thing. And when I discovered what's in here, I was like, okay, finally I am confident to tell people what this product is, because I'm not going to feel embarrassed by sharing a product that one day I'm going to discover has got stuff in it that I have to drop down. Now I am confident to use it, and I am shocked out of my mind why it's not being sold at Clicks, why it is not at Discam. I don't know why they have not capitalized on that. It is a powerhouse. It is a powerhouse, and it's got ingredients that I recognize. Okay, but before we show you what this product is, because it's the be all and end all, I want to show you everything else that you're not going to underestimate. You're not going to underestimate this one either, because of the fact that I'm going to tell you what the ingredients are now that I googled them. I don't know why it took me so long to google them. I don't know why. I just ran with it because they sounded more or less like they were okay, but not. Okay, my whole what I've been using before I found this product that finally dealt with my acne, and I know that it is there's a key ingredient in there that is really combative of my acne. And I know this because there was a time when my mom had purchased some face wash from Chinatown that she had thrown away. She wanted nothing to do with it because she was scared of the label. The label was something like whitening face wash, and when I read the ingredients, I took it, because I understood that sometimes labeling when it comes to places like Chinatown it leaves a lot to be desired. And the South African standards have indeed corrected labeling to say, instead of saying whitening, say brightening, because whitening is a tantamount or equivalent of bleaching, but brightening is what it is that a tyrosinase inhibitor does. It fades dark spots and brings forth, resurfaces your skin. So brightening is the right word to utilize, and not so much whitening. But a lot of Chinese mart products they use the word whitening because people just grab stuff off the shelf that want to completely change their skin tone and be like Kanyim Bao because it says whitening on it. It is a marketing ploy, but it is an uninformed and it's an uninformed decision, an unintelligently made decision to just buy something because it says whitening. You must make a decision based on ingredients. So because I read ingredients, I was able to then grab my mom's face wash that she didn't want. That was an anti-aging face wash. It called itself an anti-aging face wash, right? And I took it, and I found that during the time when I was using that face wash, that ever since then I've been looking for it, but I didn't find it. I went to the China and I couldn't find it. It smoothed out my face so beautifully, and it helped to minimize it cleared my acne. I was using at the time benzoyl peroxide. At the time. And when I used that face wash, I noticed that the texture of my skin was a lot better. My acne was already down because of the fact that I was on benzoyl peroxide, but I noticed my texture also improving, and I loved it. So it in combination with the benzoyl peroxide, it really combated a lot of, and so for me, it is my gold standard. Mine, Karabo alone. Mine, as a black woman with the issues that I have right now, this particular active is the be-all and end-all of my gold standard, by my standards. Let me just highlight that. It's my standards, okay? For acne. If you want to deal with acne, I feel like this is better even than retinol. I feel like it's better than adapalene. I feel like it's better than benzoyl peroxide only because of the fact that it does not also cause aging. If anything, it's in and of itself anti-aging. And it is brightening too, in the sense that it is a tyrosinase inhibitor. It reduces dark marks, the appearance of them. It fades dark spots. And it is anti-aging. I feel like it is superior to retinol because I've been on retinol for a few months and I still was getting acne. We understand that every so often when you are on an a skin resurfacing active, you can purge, but a purge should not just, there should be a time when you start to subside and calm down. This particular active never purges me. It doesn't purge me. I don't know if retinol purged me. Purging is breaking out basically into acne before you finally see what is right and ready going on there. I don't know if retinol purged me or if it was not 100% effective. I don't know if it purged me or if it was not 100% effective, because frankly a purge happens in the minority of people that go on skincare actives. The majority of people do not purge. And I tend to be the norm, guys. And the norm in life, I tend to be the norm. And when I was the exception, I was concerned about that. Why am I the exception? Why am I purging on retinol? There was a time when I was on adapalene and it purged me, but I was not sure if that product truly was retinol, so I threw it away because it said not adapalene. I threw it away because it said that it was adapalene, but I saw retinol on the ingredients list and I was like, adapalene and retinol are not the same thing. All right, so you can't just label stuff. So I threw it away because I was already using retinol and I didn't understand why. Type thing. I would much rather go on a retinol that does not break me out. So I went back to a retinol that did not break me out, and indeed my acne did subside, but I was still getting acne every so often in certain parts. What caused my skin, my pores to shrink? What caused my pores to shrink, albeit not getting rid of acne altogether? Once I got off the benzoyl peroxide, I was still popping lots of acne, but I got improved. Have you been seeing lipstick on my teeth this whole time as I'm talking? Anyway, whatever. What caused my pores to shrink was vitamin C, a protocol of vitamin C and retinol. The combination, that's what over about 3 weeks. Nah, you know what? I'm lying to you. I saw the improvement in my texture almost immediately, but the reduction of my pores to a point of like basically bordering on giving me glossy kind of skin, like popping, radiating, it's like I'm a beaming ray of sunshine type skin. That would take about 3 weeks to a month, and in increasing measure it is continuing to happen. But the change of texture, like just noticing that you look a lot better, you're glowing, you're brighter, that was immediate. And that was on vitamin C and retinol. And understand that this was before I learned layering and protocols of what to mix together. So there was a time when I was on benzoyl peroxide, and with benzoyl peroxide on my face, I bought a 3-pack vitamin C, retinol, and hyaluronic acid thing, and I was using it in the evenings. And I was thoroughly using all of these things on, guys. It was terrible how I started. I was using retinol, vitamin C with the hyaluronic acid alongside benzoyl peroxide in one nighttime routine. I know you're probably cringing. Yeah, in one nighttime routine. And despite bad practice, I saw brightening on my face happen immediately. So benzoyl peroxide is oxidative. The reason why I believe it has aging properties is because benzoyl peroxide is basically the antithesis of an antioxidant. It is the antithesis of an antioxidant. Benzoyl peroxide has got free radicals in it that are antibacterial and they combat acne, and that's why it is aging, guys. It is. Yeah, like go and research this. Like, it's not a high enough concentration for it to be dangerous, but there are free radicals in benzoyl peroxide entirely. The vitamin C that I was using, I guess the concentration of it was high enough to combat those free radicals, but it was also oxidating. The benzoyl peroxide was oxidating the vitamin C, and it was also messing with the efficacy of the retinol. Also, you cannot mix retinol and vitamin C in one routine because you could increase irritation. Because, however, my skin was already so used to actives, I did not feel it. All right, because remember, the dermatologist had put me on a BD protocol. The first time I ever felt a burning sensation on my face, as in skincare irritation because of actives, was when I was on the BD protocol, when I was mixing benzoyl peroxide with adapalene or different. It burned, and ever since then my skin has developed an adaptation has adapted to actives, and I've been using actives for years now. So by the time I mixed all these products in one, I did not feel the pinch, and that's why I did not feel like I need to drop the products altogether. But it was education and instruction that made me separate them between day and night. I used to wash my face once a day. Now I wash them twice a day. I wash my face twice a day because I want to use vitamin C and I want to use retinol, but I can't use them at the same time. If you use them at the same time, they're going to be irritating, right? Benzoyl peroxide is literally, it does not work with anything other than adapalene, like an epiduo. But yeah, benzoyl peroxide is pretty much an enemy of everything. So you're gonna have to basically choose between it and all these other marvelous skincare actives on the market. And I was upset by that as well, that I could not really truly embark on a skincare anti-aging journey, an anti-acne journey that could really benefit me and optimize what it is that I can do for my face with benzoyl peroxide in my skincare regime. I had to take it out because it was just contradicting so many other actives. So that's why I decided to drop the benzoyl peroxide to the ground. But even when the benzoyl peroxide was there, I noticed my skin was brightened, and that brightening effect improved once I learned the right protocols. I shifted, I started washing my face twice a day, and then I put the vitamin C in the morning, wash routine, and I put retinol in the evening. And that's when, over time, I noticed just a significant improvement of texture around parts of my face that are not acne prone. So it's where I don't break out. So around here, I was always looking nasty. Around every so often, my forehead would pop, etc. But places like under my eyes and just this part, my temples have always been relatively clear. Parts right now that you can see are clear, have always been clear, right? And I loved how those parts of my face looked, and all I could do was wish that all my face looked like pretty much like just here or here. My T-zone looks really good and my temples look really good, but right now it's like when your face has got acne, even though there are portions of you that look good, nothing matters. So I knew that I could never ditch retinol and vitamin C because they were working on my texture. But I also knew that I've been on retinol now for a few months, maybe perhaps 5 months. I've been on retinol now for about 5 months, and vitamin C same time, 5 to 6 months. I've been on both these actives, right? And my skin has looked good, and by now I should have stopped purging. So I have come to conclude that retinol was not purging me. Retinol was just not as effective. It was not as effective on my acne as I would have loved it to be. I never got to a point where it was just enough for me, right? I wanted to go on tretinoin, but I did not have a prescription, and that was for anti-aging. I told myself that that's something that I'll deal with in the future. For now, I've got some kind of vitamin A derivative, and that's the retinol, so I'll stick with the retinol. And the retinol has been changing alongside the vitamin C in terms of the brands, because I've moved from pillar to post, given that I have not always purchased them at the same place. And so changing them up, I thought, would affect how they both work, but by the amazing grace of God, they may all been equally excellent. But I have now 100% finally settled for a brand of retinol and a brand of vitamin C because of the ability to be able to get it easily without struggling, without having to shop for it online. I don't want to shop online because, one, I'm struggling with money, and with struggling with money means that my bank account is often empty, and online sometimes requires that you use a card online. Even if they can deliver and I can pay cash, there's always a delivery fee. So there is an issue with me purchasing online. I needed to go to a physical store and do all my shopping at once a month. And for me, that made it such that I had to now choose products that I can always get at one particular store that I don't have to buy online because of my issues, because of my challenges. Okay, so I am now officially once and for all on a brand of retinol and a brand of vitamin C that I'm gonna stick with pretty much well into the future, because it has been working like a charm for me to improve my texture, to give me youthful skin, to eradicate aging. I never really got to a point where I had wrinkles, guys, or fine lines or crow's feet or anything like that, because genetically that's just the case. Generally slow aging, right? But it is preventative. Never mind it being preventative, it did improve my texture. For me, it was about the pores. It was about noticing that my pores were large. They were enlarging and they got shrunken down. And that has been the biggest and baddest satisfaction of my life when it comes to skincare. Okay, so praise the Lord for retinol and vitamin C, and the brand of retinol and vitamin C that I have finally settled for, or set my buttock down with. In terms of washing my face, I use a both times of the day and night. Any cleanser, guys, run with it. Okay, I'm not going to be pedantic about a cleanser. There was a time when I was using this like Garnier salicylic acid cleanser, like facial scrub, and I felt like it was a little bit too harsh, too much given all the other interventions I'm using. So I made a decision to go for a gentle cleanser, and I found a cheap one at Dischem that I'm still gonna buy again because I'm very happy with it. It's Nature's Choice. It's called Nature's Nourishment. Yeah, aloe scrub. I know it says scrub, so it sounds like it's kind of scrubby-dubby and exfoliating, but really it's very gentle. It's got surfactants, so it's a foaming. It's not a foaming cleanser. It's one of those jelly, you put it on your face. Yeah, what I do is I put it on my face, shower, and then rinse it only later. And I find it to be just as effective to make my skin nice and smooth than like after washing my face, like everything else. It's got healing properties. I felt like I needed something that has healing properties because of the aloe. So yeah, I use some aloe face wash that is gentle. You can choose your face wash. Go and like paint the town red. Cetaphil. Just make it a gentle cleanser because you are going to be going in with actives in your skincare, like with stay-ons, leave-ons. They're gonna be actives. So just make your cleanser something that just washes your face. I think it's just best that way. Instead of going all hard knock and going deep. There was a time when I was using some arbutin, a whole bunch of other ingredients, face wash that I imagined was just stripping me too much, and I stopped it, and it was very foaming, and it was a makeup remover as well, so it would really just kind of remove all the moisture off your face, and I stopped using that, and I got demoted financially. So the find at Dischem really helped me because I chose it precisely because I'm poor, and it was 45 rands. And it has lasted me so far, like, because I wash my face twice a day with it, like 2 months. And for me, it's like I'm trying to put forward a budget, a very severe budget in people's faces right now, so that women, you can understand that it is possible for you to be okay, maintained in a bunch, got pocket money from your mom, your dad, if you're a student, instead of settling for a blesser. Do you understand? And you can keep yourself looking a particular way. The same thing is also true for women, even though they're older but are struggling financially. This is a financial budget that once you buy these products once, you will have them for 3-4 months, never have to replenish them again. I get given a measly 500 rands a month by my mom, and that was only because she had compassion on me after I stopped getting helped along, given the witchcraft operating all over the show. And that money has helped me clear my skin. I had to find cheap alternatives and be thrifty, and it's worked out for me. Go to Dischem if at all you want a recommendation for a face wash, and get it's called Nature's Nourishment. Let me just make double sure by googling it, just in case you want to use my exact face wash. 1 minute. Yeah, it's definitely Nature's Nourishment face scrub, and the one I chose is the aloe one, but there are different flavors. I don't think it matters. I chose aloe for its healing properties, but you can choose mango, you can choose yeah, they've got mango, I think they've got a marula, I don't know, whatever, you can choose, but I chose aloe for the reasons I've highlighted above. Okay, it's 45 meager rands at Dischem as at present. It's highly unlikely going to skyrocket too much. Even if it goes into the 60s and 70s, it's still much cheaper than the regular face wash, and it'll last you 2 to 3 months depending on how sparing you are with it. Okay, I tend to wash I wash my face twice in the shower to make sure that all the product is removed. So first I go in with the first layer, and the second layer is the one that I leave until I've washed all my body and then rinse it off. So maybe you will go in just once. I don't know what you want to do, but with that regimen, it has lasted me 2 months so far. And I do believe that my mom and my little sister have been squeezing some little peanut-sized, tiny little, little squeezies out of it, using it. So I've taken it out of the shower because I noticed that it was being depleted really quickly. And ever since taking it out of the shower and putting it in the bathroom cabinet, it stopped running out so fast. So I think my family likes it. I think they used it proper. So it might even have lasted me, if at all they were not busy squeezing content out of it. It might have even lasted me 3 to 4 months. So yeah, you're gonna have to go check that out yourself. In terms of its milliliterage, I don't know, you'll figure it out. I think it's 100 milliliters. Let me see there. It doesn't matter, guys. It's Nature's Nourishment Aloe. Go check it out. Okay, here's the retinol and the vitamin C after washing my face. Guys, a toner, it's up to you if you want one. There was this bamboo aloe toner that is a moisturizing toner, right, that I absolutely loved from Nature's Choice. So not Nature's Choice. What do they call it? 1 minute. It wasn't bamboo. Sorry, I wanted to say baobab. I don't want to be yeah, thank you. Baobab milk toner. I was using it and I loved it. I loved that toner because I don't know, I just felt like it was working. It had all these beautiful ingredients in it, but I stopped. It got finished. And I wasn't able to replenish it because I got it on Take-A-Lot. So again, it's about me being able to walk into a store and buy it. So I have ever since then kind of been demoted from a toner. But I would prefer to have one. However, I don't think it's essential. I don't think it is that imperative. But if you do want a toner, I would highly recommend the Baobab milk toner, especially if you're using things like retinol, things that require you to add a lot of moisture. A milk toner will help you along in that regard because it's not stripping. It's not one of those alcohol-based toners that leave your skin feeling kind of dry, or astringent toners that leave your face feeling kind of dry and matted. It is kind of moisturizing in and of itself. Just like after you put the toner on, the tightness on your face has eradicated. It's like a little moisturizer on its own, and it's got all these beautiful nourishing ingredients. So if you insist on a toner, I absolutely have mad respect for the ingredient that is aloe. So go check it out. It's by what is this? A fundamental skin 1 minute. 1 minute. Yes, it's called Fundamentals. It's called Fundamentals. It's a baobab. It's 5% baobab. I think it's 5% aloe as well, and 5% some other extract, but oh, there we go. It's a hydrating toner with baobab seed oil, jojoba seed oil, and aloe leaf juice to help boost hydration, and I think all of them have got 5% concentration. I loved the toner, but it got finished and I don't have it, and if it was up to me, I would replenish it. But I'm not going on Take-A-Lot, and I don't know where to find Fundamentals products. They don't sell them there at the Chinatown. I don't know where to find them where I can drive and actually go and pick it up and purchase it. But it's relatively cheap on Take-A-Lot. Right now it's 110 rand. But when I bought it, it was 80 something bucks. The thing about buying stuff on Take-A-Lot, just make sure that you find the cheapest one, because you can find the same product across multiple merchants on Take-A-Lot selling for different prices. So just do price comparisons to get the cheapest version. Otherwise, yeah, it's a really good toner, and it'll also last you quite a long time, because a small little amount drop in your hand, pea-sized, will take you a long way, and it's effective both in the mornings and in the evenings. So I wash my face with that face wash, then I go in with that toner that I just told you about, the baobab, if at all I have it, but currently I don't, and it's okay, really, because the important things are the ones that I'm about to mention. I would then go there was a time when I was applying another layer of moisture, but that's gonna also probably end because I don't intend to replenish certain products, because I was layering too much stuff on at the same time, like some snail gel, cream. No, it's not a cream, it was a gel. All of these water-based things, I was putting them on first, just for the sake of hydration, but frankly, I feel as if though without it you can survive. But just in case you want to know what the snail gel is, it's also quite cheap, and I found it on Take-A-Lot. It is by Pai Mei. It is a snail gel, and it's like a massive tub. It's like this gargantuan tub. It's huge. And the ingredients of it, I don't have it on me right now. I don't even know if I should go and get it so you can see it. 1 minute. Hey, I decided to go back there and fetch it, for crying out loud, because I wanted you guys to see it. It's a snail gel, and dermatologists also swear by snail gels for anti-aging. You can or cannot use it. I don't know what benefit it has done on my face, but I use it more for moisture than I do for any other benefit. I was on the Cell Tone one that was too expensive, and then I got the Pai Mei one, and it's super cheap. It's this one. How big is this thing? What is the size of it? Somebody please show me the literage. It's just massive. 300 milliliters. Yes, it's 300 milliliters, and it is a collagen snail soothing moisturizing gel. I use it as just extra moisture. Remember I told you guys that moisture. I'm all big on moisture, because really, if you're trying to combat aging, moisture is like your best friend. And so I add a lot of moisturizing ingredients, and so far as they don't have any hard knock actives in them, so things like hyaluronic acid, gels like aloe, whatnot, I put that on. So that hydrating toner that I told you about, that's moisture. My face wash, moisturizing, because it has aloe in it. And then the hydrating toner, moisture. So these are layers of moisture, meaning that it's not really you lambasting yourself with too many actives. And then I go in with this. This is finished, but there's still some in another tub that I have that I'm still gonna keep on using. I don't know if I'm gonna replenish it because, like I said, found it on Take-A-Lot. I'm not trying to do online shopping. If I can find it at the China Mart, then I'll buy it on its own because it came really cheap, right? Type thing. Let me just read you the ingredients in it. It's water, and I also loved it because the snail essence is so high in the ingredients list, and I was happy with that, right? If you're vegan, of course this is not going to work for you, type thing. It has water, aqua, right? Ingredients: water, snail essence, and then butanediol, chrysanthemum extract, dextran, sodium hyaluronate, so that's hyaluronic acid, allotonin, licorice dipotassium, acrylic C1030 alcohol, propylene ester cross-linked polymer, propyl, what is this glycol, tree thalaminane, whatever, EDTA. Okay, look, the rest of these I cannot describe. I don't know what in the world is going on over there, but what kind of drew me to it was the snail extract. We're almost done at the end anyway with the ingredients list there, guys. You can go and check it out. Google this, the ingredients list. You find them if you Google ingredients list of snail essence. You will find them. They'll pop up on Google very easily for you. So you won't have to really just kind of like scratch your head too much. It was the water, the snail essence, and the hyaluronic acid that is in here. So this is what goes in number 3 into my skincare routine when I've got all the stuff. So currently I don't have the toner, but I've got the face wash, I've got this. So it's that, and then this, and then only I go in with my, if it's morning, it would be vitamin C, and if it's evening, it's retinol. Okay, and this is the vitamin C and retinol that I have purchased. All right, that I am going to once and for all use forever and ever. It looks like this, the box, the packaging. The inside of it, these are the 2 hyaluronic. This is vitamin C, you can tell by the color, and that's hyaluronic acid, and it's by Dr. Rachel. It's cheap. It was $120 at the China. 1 minute. It was $120 at the China. Oh goodness gracious, 1 minute. It was $120 at the China. I'm busy doing edits at the same time and I'm so distracted because time is against me type thing. 120 rands for both, right? For the 2-pack. And the size is 30 milliliters each. So basically the size of pretty much every serum out in the market. Nothing less, nothing more. These vitamin C serums, I can't really say in comparison to those on the market how much better than they are than the ones on the market, but just based on the ingredients list, I think that this product is superior. And I'm gonna read both ingredients from both things. I'm sorry if I'm distracted. Okay, now I am officially no longer gonna be distracted. Yeah, I find them better. The Olay vitamin C, that is like something like almost, it's like 400 and something, that comes it is heavily advertised, especially to, you know, the young professionals or the young adults out there. When I read the ingredients list on the Olay vitamin C, it does not compare, guys. It does not compare ingredients wise. So let me read to you what is in here for the vitamin C. It looks like that. It's Dr. Rachel night serum, day serum. If you want to get it on Take-A-Lot, just make sure that it looks like this, or you could just get any Dr. Rachel product. They tend to use the same sort of kind of manufacturing process because it's the same doctor. I don't know, but this is the one that I got at the Chinatown and I'm loving it. The ingredients, okay, let me just show you the consistency of the vitamin C. That's what it looks like, and it smells like it's almost neutral actually, but it has some kind of a fragrance in it. And the retinol is kind of milky in its consistency and thickish, yeah, like that. If you can, yeah, see that, that's the retinol. I use a negligible amount, like just, I don't even use the whole pipette. I don't, the whole dropper, I don't squeeze all of it out, maybe like a third of it, because it applies generously onto the face. You really don't need much. So these 30 milliliter retinols and vitamin C's can last you 3 months easily. 3 months, like easily, given that you use it once a day each and not twice a day. So it's, I mean, for $120, remember, this is for those who are trying to be frugal, those who are struggling, those who are trying to keep themselves looking good without compromising and settling for some blessers. This is for you. Let me read you the ingredients list in the vitamin C brightening day serum. It reads aqua, glycerin, aqua, that's water. Okay, aqua, glycerin, butylene glycol, erythriol, acrylates, vinyl isodecanoate, cross polymer, whatever. Niacinamide, phenoxyethanol, bifida ferment filtrate, whatever that means. Aloe bar, basically extract. Aloe extract, 3-ethyl ascorbic acid, so that's the vitamin C. And then hydroxy propyl tetrahydropetro, whatever. Okay, guys. Chondrus crispus extract, whatever that is. And then 3 batches of hyaluronic acid here. Listen. Hydroxy propyl trimonium hyaluronate, hydrolyzed hyaluronic acid, sodium acetylated hyaluronic acid, hydrolyzed sodium hyaluronate cross polymer, potassium hyaluronate, so it's like quite a lot of hyaluronic acid, right? Methylparaben, yes, there are parabens in here, so if you're anti-paraben, you can move away from it. The rest, guys, is okay. Methylparaben, capri something acid, PEG40 hydrogenated castor oil, 1,2-hexanid or whatever, and then sodium hyaluronate again, sodium PCA, PPG26, whatever. Okay, guys, like the rest of these, goodness, please go check out this stuff. And then I'm just gonna read what I can understand. Citric acid, capryl glycol, glucose, penthylen glycol. Oh, whoa, okay. And then at the very end it says aroma, so you can barely smell aroma in here. You can barely smell fragrance, so it's quite small, and it's like literally the last one on the list. And so too is the coloring here, the orange color, CI1940 and CI15 whatever, also number last on the list. So these are the ingredients in this one. The ones I couldn't pronounce, please, I implore you, go and Google this on the internet. The ingredients list will pop up on Google, and so you'll be able to read them for yourselves. All right, this is not what is this? It's not fragrance free, it's not paraben free, it is not alcohol free from what I see over here. Basically all these things that are like, stay away from them in the market, but I frankly swear by it. But remember, mine is anecdotal, and this is just my own little story. This has closed my pores. It has not done anything to hurt me in any way, and yeah, so choose or not, it's up to you. But I think it's pretty excellent, and the fact that there is so much hyaluronic acid infused into the serum itself, that is vitamin C, is excellent. So you can have a separate hyaluronic acid, or if you have just this because you can't afford to buy hyaluronic acid, you're still covered with hyaluronic acid. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, anyway, now let's read you the retinol ingredients. The retinol ingredients, they read aqua, glycerin, dimethicone, so it's got silicones. That's another thing. If you are anti-silicone, you don't gotta go out like this. Butylene glycol, 1,2-hexanid, that stuff again. Phenyltrimethicone, tocopherol, I don't think that is vitamin E exactly because it doesn't say acetate, right? So tocopherol, and then retinol is there in the ingredients list. Xylee something glucose, anixylitol, and then again another version of retinol. Retinol palminate, oh goodness gracious, xylitol, lecithin, caprylic triglyceride, okay guys, yes, in here, like proper, me not being able to pronounce this stuff, go check it out yourself. Wow. Taurate colipomer, acrylate cross polypomer, whatever, sodium polycrylate, inulin lauryl carbamate, xanthan gum, potassium cetyl phosphate, niacinamide is much lower on the list here than with the vitamin C, caprylotate something acid, whatever, glycerol okay, whatever, goodness gracious. And then sodium hyaluronate, so this also has hyaluronic acid in it, but not nearly as much as with the vitamin C. Sodium hyaluronate, glycerol, calpimina, panthenol, BHT, disodium EDTA, sodium hydroxide, aroma C, and then the coloring and what have you. Cool. So these are the retinol. This is the retinol and the vitamin C that I use, and they all come in after the snail gel. And the retinol is at night, the vitamin C is during the day. And then after this, I go in with the hyaluronic acid, my hyaluronic acid serum. Why do I put hyaluronic acid on now instead of earlier or before? Because hyaluronic acid, in order for it to work, it absorbs moisture. It is a humectant from the surrounding environment, and so when your skin is already damp, when your skin has already got other products on it, it can draw from that moisture. Remember that aloe infused snail gel with high in moisture, the toner, the milk toner? I told you guys about that, and it's very hydrating to a point where once you put that toner on, you feel like you've moisturized for the day. Essentially, you want hyaluronic acid to be able to draw moisture from layers in your skin that are underneath and also on top. So you want to like put moisture and then hyaluronic acid in the center and then moisture on top of that, so that hyaluronic acid has got options in both directions. Then in that way you can use hyaluronic acid even in winter, but you gotta make sure, if at all, you're using it in winter so as to, because it really is very highly moisturizing and it's got anti-aging properties, and you want to put a hard knock occlusive on top in winter, like some kind of an oil or Vaseline, but a very thin coat of Vaseline to make sure that you have sealed in all that moisture. Then that's when hyaluronic acid is really going to go to work for you. Plus, I found out from this one doctor, dermatologist lady, that hyaluronic acid, when you put it on top of an active like a retinol or a vitamin C, it sort of pushes it down into the skin even further. So when you put hyaluronic acid on top of retinol, instead of it first and then the retinol, it pushes the retinol further in. And then when you use an occlusive like slugging, like Vaseline at night, it then seals all that, so it can all just work inside the layers of your skin nicely. So that's why I choose to put hyaluronic acid only now and not at the very beginning. There are people who put hyaluronic acid first, and indeed they also insist that their skin is kind of damp, sort of kind of, fresh out of the shower, then only go in with hyaluronic acid. But I prefer to make what it is that the hyaluronic acid drinks moisture from actual other products that are also all working on my skin, like a moisturizing. So that's what's, I believe, all the combination of these things have been working for me. And this is the hyaluronic acid. I love this guy's products, for crying out loud. The hyaluronic acid that I use, as you can see, it's finished. It's like at the very end of itself. There's barely anything left. Even the labeling has been scratched off and what have you. And it is a giant bottle. So it's worth your while to purchase it, because it'll last you. I think this has been around, guys, I use it both in the morning and in the evening, and I think I've had it for like 3.5 months. Okay, maybe even 4 months that I've had this hyaluronic acid. It is 100 milliliters. Usually you find serums in 30 milliliter bottles, tiny little ones. Let me just actually show you the comparison between this hyaluronic acid. Oh, come on. For crying out loud, no. Let me show you the difference between this hyaluronic acid and this 30 milliliter. The difference between the sizes. And I mean, this serum has got such a cute little bottle, a type establishment thing. You might think that it's actually bigger than that, but the regular 30 milliliter bottles that don't have this like cute little shape are just like straight like that and a little bit smaller, so they come up to down here. So the comparison in size of this thing to this is of course gargantuan, evidencing how much longer this thing lasts, and it is a powerhouse. It has worked so wonderfully for me. It's the Dr. Rochelle Hyaluronic Acid Instant Hydration Primer. It is used as a primer. I don't wear makeup, so I just use it in Defilla as hyaluronic acid. That's it, but it's really gone far for me, and it helps a lot when it comes to hydration, and I believe anti-aging. I look like this, yo. I wake up like this. I proper. I'm looking in the mirror. I love what I see. Looking in the camera over here. Love what I see. This baby. I then apply this hyaluronic acid, just a small little amount. The dropper is quite long as well. You just need a tiny little amount. Right now I'm so at the end of it that I actually had to type thing now, but it's lasted me very long. And if it was up to me, I would buy this again. But I trust this doctor. The issue for me is about this particular product manufacturer, right? This is on Take-A-Lot, and on Take-A-Lot it's currently retailing for like $100 or something, but at the time when I bought it, it was like 89 rands. This is the price of so much hyaluronic acid, and it is, I would imagine, very high quality. Its ingredients, let me read them to you because I can still see them even though this is a very heavily scratched bottle. Aqua, propylene glycol, propanoic, PEG 20, hydroxymethyl cellulose, whatever. And then sodium hyaluronate, methyl paraben, diso-EDTA, whatever, capra, whatever, acid, phenyl, xylitholone. Oh, guys, wait again. The rest of this, the last one is hydrogenated castor oil, and then parfum, and then coloring. So those are the ingredients in here. I have mad respect for this hyaluronic acid. It's up to you whether or not you want to grab it or not. It's by Dr. Rochelle. I, however, don't think I'm going to be replenishing this. Why? Because I don't want to buy anything on Take-A-Lot and have to spend. I only get 500 rands a month. My life sucks. 70 rands is the delivery fee if your product, if your purchases are under 500 rands, you gotta pay a 70 rand delivery. So I can't just buy this for $100 and then pay 70 rand for delivery. That's 170 rands, $70 that I can't afford to lose. So I went to the China to look for this particular hyaluronic acid, and I didn't find it, but I found a whole bunch of other versions of hyaluronic acid by the same doctor with the same sort of kind of branding. One of them is a spray from a distance, so you can spray it on. Another one is a face wash with hyaluronic acid in it. I thought to purchase the spray, but at the time I didn't have money, and the spray at the China is like 80 something bucks. So it is between that spray hyaluronic acid that I am gonna get by the same doctor, or which I think is the highly likely option that I'm gonna go for. And this is where the miracle of God and answered prayer comes in with my fasting. My mother saw my skin this morning, and she's been seeing my skin but saying nothing. But she made a decision to talk about it finally, because yesterday she was sick-ish. There was some issue in her body that was making her vomit and what have you, and I think it was spiritual, because I keep on getting attacked through my family, and sometimes the demonic attack afflicts my family and mows my mom to the ground, or makes my sister get a cough, just like I got a cough, and I'm the only person standing in the gap. So my family members are under attack because I've got monsters that are trying to get to me through them. So she was a little bit sick. Yesterday was the Rugby World Cup. Hallelujah, amen. I was so happy. You know, South Africa, you and your sins against God. I don't understand what's going on in this country. How in the world under heaven are you just not repenting already? We won against New Zealand, amen. I spoke about that yesterday. I was so happy that the country won. I could hear it in the sky, even though I didn't watch the match. I just walking outside, I could hear the hooters. I heard the screams all across the neighborhood, and at the local pub, at one of the retail crossings here, at one of the shopping centers. I could hear the cries, the screams, yeah. And then I realized that South Africa won. Indeed, when I went to Google it, I discovered that we beat the All Blacks by just 1 point, and we've broken a world record in that we've won the World Cup 4 times in a way that no other country in the world has. So we hold the most amount of Rugby World Cup titles in the world. Like, it's a record. And on top of that, we've never ever lost a final, a World Cup final for rugby before. Like, we're literally the best rugby team in the world, and I was so proud. I was so happy, but at the same time I was like, these people, it was bittersweet, you know what I mean? Like, just absolutely bittersweet. Like, South Africans, you're so sinful, and I don't understand why God keeps blessing you, but really at the end of the day, I'm rooting for you. You will always be my country, and I will always rejoice when we win a World Cup, for crying out loud. Who doesn't? But why in the world am I celebrating by myself, and why in the world am I so joyful and excited by myself when I hear my whole neighborhood screaming, shouting, because we've won the World Cup? Today, everybody was so excited. They were still wearing rugby jerseys. They were still wearing hats, even though it's the day after. But you are just making your own citizens live like this, even though they're rooting for you and your sporting teams. Like, they want you to do better, but like, you keep on persecuting Christians. Like, God is gonna pull the rug from under your feet. He's gonna take away all the glory you have. He will even take away your winning streak in rugby. He will take away all the stuff that makes you excellent. You produce excellent human beings. You've got Elon Musk as born and bred. You've got Karabo. You've got the rugby team that's the best in the world. You've got so much and yet so little. Why in the world is this even a thing? Anyway, whatever. My mother had invited guests to watch rugby, but she got sick, and they ended up leaving to watch it somewhere else because she was sick. She was mown to the ground, and so I was the one that was basically checking in on her. And every time, my mom snaps out of her insanity against me whenever she realizes that when things hit the fan, when it starts to shuba, that's when she needs me and I'm there. And she realizes that, what am I doing? But she snaps out of it for all of 5 seconds. So because of how well I took care of her after everybody left, because of, the sickness that was in her body, to a point of not being able to watch rugby. The people that were here were my uncle and I spoke about it yesterday. My uncle and my aunt and them, they were supposed to all scream here and shout together with winning the rugby, but my mom was too sick to be a proper host, and so they left before the rugby started. Type establishment thing. And due to me serving my mom in this way, she low-key snapped out of being cold and miserly towards me. So today, instead of just pretending like she doesn't notice that there is an improvement on my skin, that's what made me decide to share finally what in the world I'm using on my face. Instead of pretending to not notice, she made a decision that she's going to talk about it. And she was like, what are you using for your face? It's changed in like just a week. Just 1 week, and Jafela, your skin is beautiful. What are you doing? And I told her it's some cheap cream from Chinatown that's working. She was like, you haven't even yet gone to get the prescription from the doctor the adapalene, not the adapalene, the tretinoin that I told you guys about. I was like, yeah, even before then, it's some cheap cream. And she was like, whoa, okay, well, it's working for you. I was like, let's go to the China type thing, because there are things that you could benefit from. She asked me, she was like, so what can I use then for my, she has got these like hard knock heavy bags under her eyes and some other hyperpigmentation, like some dullness around her. I was like, let's go. I've been wanting to help you along with your skin because I've noticed certain changes in it recently, but you know, we've got this funny relationship type establishment thing. So and she's like, it's already 5 p.m. I was like, no, it's like 3 something. It was like 3:38. I was like, no, it's like 3:38. Let's go. And lo and behold, I was running out of this product and I already needed it, but I was gonna wait until the 1st of November to buy it. So I was gonna go without this cream for 2 days, and the Lord went before and saw. He also saw how quickly this product depletes. He also saw that I don't have money. He saw what I needed and caused my mother, I guess that sickness worked out for my good. Me taking care of her made her be like, okay, let's go. And so I went to the China with my mom, and because I was going there with unlimited funds, essentially, I ended up buying a 6-pack of the product that is on my face. So I am in literally I've got a bottomless supply now. And we got her products. We got there late, however. They allowed us to go in the store and purchase, but we're going back again next week to get, not next week Saturday, to get her products. But they already recommended some product for her for anti-aging, but I've got like a whole regimen that I want to put my mom on, and in order for us to successfully go on that regimen, we gotta go next week, meaning that I'm about to go and help my mom's skin along, and because her skin is going to improve going forward, she is going to keep on purchasing these things for me outside of what is my allowance. So my mother is going to finance my skincare. That's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. And so I'm going to be able to use that tiny little amount of money for other stuff. I'm going to use that tiny little amount of money for the pills that I use for hormone Sako discount that I'm going to tell you about right now. And also for buying my cinnamon, my whatnot. But I won't have to buy my own skincare products, because every month my mother is going to go to the same place where it is that I go to purchase the products that she needs. And in purchasing her own, she's going to get mine too. God answered my prayers. God gave me everything I need. So he saw that I ran out of hyaluronic acid, but I had already eyed a hyaluronic acid that I want to also get my mom to go on. It is a gel instead of a serum. It comes in a tub, like maybe 100 milliliters. I don't know, just like a small little tub, right? Like that. No, not too small. It's about that big, right? And it has got botanical trehalose in it. It's hyaluronic acid. It also has got, guys, there are such excellent ingredients in it, and it's this exact same doctor, but it's like more impactful, and it is a gel instead of a serum. And I want that hyaluronic acid, and it's retailing like in the world out there. I don't know how much it would cost, but that place tends to sell stuff at half price, if not at third of the price. So it's 100 rands, and this here is about 100 rands on Take-A-Lot. That one is $100 too, meaning that wherever it is that it would be found out there in the market, if at all you went, it was retail for maybe like $250 or something. I will show it to you next time I go, because I think maybe I might be able. 1 minute. Thank you. I found it on Take-A-Lot. It's 123 on Take-A-Lot, right? It's called Dr. Rochelle Hyaluronic Acid Gel Cream. I found it online. I want to see if I can't find the ingredients of it. It's 100 rands at this Chinatown, so it's 23 rands more on Take-A-Lot delivery. That's why it's just ideal to find a place where you can find these things just chilling at the China Mart. 1 minute. I actually want to look for the ingredients list, and the internet is giving me 10 years to do so. So let me just pause. Okay, look, the internet is taking forever. Okay, it's finally opening. Goodness gracious. Yeah, my challenges are so annoying. If anything, my cell phone I think might work better. 1 minute. Oh my goodness, it is taking so long to open, and I'm running against time. Anyway, whatever. Guys, look at my skin. Like, it's so much more improved. Like, what? If I just covered that hyperpigmentation, that's what under heaven it is that we're dealing with. Like, praise God, right? And I mean, all the hyperpigmentation else that was here, look at how quickly it's fading. Of course, these spots are the most recent ones to heal, so they're gonna take a little bit longer to disappear. But I've done a pretty good job so far. Okay, it's open now. I'm now looking for the ingredients list. Okay, finally, thank God it's open. Dr. Rochelle Hyaluronic Acid Youth Revitalizing Hyaluronic Acid Instant Hydration Essence Gel Cream. This is what I now want to replace this with, because it's what I can find. Plus, I think it's better quality. Just in terms of reading it to you, the ingredients. 1 second. Let me go into the ingredients list. In terms of the size, 1 minute. In terms of the size, it is 50 grams. And on Takealot, it has got a 4.5 rating. In its reviews, this particular one has got 20 reviews, and the aggregate total in terms of its average, the satisfaction that people feel with it is 4.5. So it's, what do you call this? Its ratings are pretty high. Okay, I'm just going to read you the ratings across multiple such same product, right? Sold by different merchants. The one has a 4.5 rating with 13 reviewers. The other one has got a 4.4 rating with 42 reviewers. And the aggregate total is 4.4, right? So it's high quality. That's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. And the one that I'm looking at has got 20 reviewers and it's sitting on 4.5 out of 5. 4.5 out of 5, right? And so basically my suspicions from the store were accurate, but I was running on the fact that I already trust this particular doctor. Here are the ingredients which excel above these ones, and this is what I'm going to replace this with. And I'm going to get the replenished hyaluronic acid this coming weekend, because my mom and I are going to go and we're going to buy her one, and we're going to buy me one, and my mom is going to start her own regime, and then I'm going to be on my own regime, and my mother's going to be so impressed with the results that she's going to get on the regimen that I'm going to put her on, that she's going to just keep on buying the stuff for me whenever I run out. So let's just read the ingredients list to you. This one has got aqua, water, glycerin, niacinamide as an ingredient up tops there. So brightening. We are speaking hyperpigmentation fading, right? Trehalose. So I told you it's got botanical trehalose. It's got, okay, let's start again from scratch. Aqua, glycerin, niacinamide, trehalose, propylene glycol, sodium hyaluronate. So that would be hyaluronic acid. It's got jojoba wax, all right? And jojoba oil has worked really well for me in the past before. Hydrolyzed collagen. It's got hexanediol, allotonin, methylparaben. So those of you who are like, no parabens, no sulfates, no whatnot, I'm sorry, guys, but this is what's working for me. All right, methylparaben, hydroxycetophenone, hydroxycellulose, hydroxyethylcellulose, carboma, hydroxypropyl methylcellulose, Palvertia canalucata extract. Okay, that probably has another name that is more understandable by you guys. It's some plant, all right, some natural extract. Zea mace, cornstarch, titanium dioxide. So it also has got some level of SPF in it, some level of sun protection, UV protection, 2-bromo, 2-nitropropane, 3-deol, whatever that even means, sodium hydroxide, PEG-40 hydrogenated castor oil, and then parfum and the coloring as well, type establishment thing. So it is far better quality for hyaluronic acid, I would imagine, than this one. And it's also got niacinamide in it and trehalose, and that's what really drew me, alongside jojoba extract. What else drew me? What is this? Hydrolyzed collagen. People beg to differ with collagen as to whether or not upon it being applied topically it works at all, because apparently the molecules are too large. It's not thoroughly studied, and there are people who swear by it versus others that don't topically. At this point, I really don't know what in the world works or doesn't, but I have used hydrolyzed collagen on my face before and I gained benefits. I did see results, but I stopped using the cream because it was expired. I bought an expired cream, for crying out loud, and I was so turned off that I did not go and purchase it again. So like I said, anecdotal. The evidence is anecdotal. It's just me, but you can run with it or not. So it's anti-aging. Like for me, it's about the fact that it's got some level of SPF protection in it. This should not, of course, replace the actual SPF that you are using. And it's also got a dark spot fever to it. So it should brighten the face. I feel like it's better than this. And it can be utilized in conjunction with vitamin C, or also retinol. type thing. Some people beg to differ that you can use niacinamide with vitamin C all in the same thing, but I think it's usable. I stand rather with the batch of doctors that agree that it works because it has worked for me in the past before. Okay, cool beans and banana. So that is the hyaluronic acid that I am gonna get, but this is the one that I've been using so far. So now that we've said that, let's just recap on what the skincare is looking like. We have first got hyaluronic acid. No, sorry, we have first got the moisture, the wash, the face wash, which is that Aloe One, Nature's Nourishment. And then we have got the Baobab toner, the milk toner, right? That is very moisturizing. And then we add the snail gel, which is also very moisturizing. And then we go in with the vitamin C if it's morning, or retinol if it's evening. And then we put the hyaluronic acid now in this layer. And it is at this particular juncture, this point, that's when you start to go in with... When it comes to layering, you have to first start with water-based and serum-y type textures. Then you can move to like thicker ones, like, and what have you. Then you can go in. So this is where I use my treatment now for acne. My treatment for acne, this is when I go in with it. So this would be when, if you're using benzoyl peroxide, you would put benzoyl peroxide on. If you're using... what is this? Some kind of topical treatment like a cream. This is where you go in with it. If you're just doing anti-aging and nothing else, you're not actually tackling acne, this is where you would go in with moisturizer. And then put on sunscreen and then get out. Or put an inclusive if at all it's winter and you feel like you're going to get super dry, and then get out. Type establishment thing. But I go in with my treatment because I've got acne at this particular stage, and this is where it is, you guys, that I feel I have found the biggest and baddest product in the market. I've already been speaking for an hour 4 minutes, so we are going to patronize you with the next part. You're gonna have to go into the next part to hear what this product is, because I have delayed to tell you this product on purpose so you can first respect everything else that I have done before you are tempted to underestimate this. And I'm gonna help you understand what the ingredients are that I finally found out are in it. Moving to the next part.